Well, what I'm about to do to this dirty dozen for you newcomers, this 1960 GMC V12 or Twin 6 they called it. They never called it a V12, but it's one block with four heads to dispel any internet inaccurate rumors. This is not two engines coupled together. This is a solid block. And the crank, I had one guy try to tell me the crank was bolted together. It is not. It's a single crank. It's 4 feet long and weighs 190 pounds. Yeah. 1960 GMC 702 cubic inch, 275 horsepower only, but 630 foot-pounds of torque at 1600 RPM. Red lines at 2400. Lowest revving gasoline engine, lowest redlining gasoline engine ever to come out of Detroit, I reckon. I need to mount these compressors. That fuel tank has always been temporary. When they get to the rear end, the back end finished up here, the fuel tank will set up in here. Summer's in this area. And the plumbing on this thing, the air plumbing from those compressors to these tanks and through the gauges and to the horn and to shift to 10-speed Road Ranger transmission to activate the clutch brake. It's going to include some severe redneckerness and steampunkery guarantee. You know, I'm not a mechanic and I'm not a car builder. I'm just an old redneck having a good time banging around on this rusty old iron. So buckle up and hang on. Let's see what's going to happen next around here.
We're going to shoot over and pick up old Waylon wire over there. He does some cool stuff.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Waylon Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel. What could possibly go wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and big fat squirrels, welcome back to Waylon Wire's Old Iron. Got another video for you. I know it's been a few days. I got my grafting kind of wrapped up, had a real short season, and which that's okay. I'm too old to do it anyway. I just don't have enough sense to say no when the phone rings. So anyway, got that taken care of. We're back to rat rodding, back on the dirty dozen. Pretty excited about what's going on right now. Let's take a look. When I went to draw these ovaries, or these ovals, I needed a pattern, and laying here on my desk was my little Chevaholic sticker, making stuff from nothing. And I think I got one of these on my lips, and I've just always kept the other one here on my desk. And it was just perfect. So what we have here is kind of a rough outline. Some of this may change, but basically starting out, what we're going to have is we've got these two compressors. I think I'm going to run each one directly into a tank. There's a water trap right here, a line purge valve that will go in there. I think that's a good place to put it. I've used those on the Dojlac, never had any issues. I put them right before the compressor plumbs into the holding tank. Worked out real well. Now that's where I put them, right out of the compressor. And that looks like a 1/2-inch line. That's good news. I'll be able to fill those tanks pretty quickly. So into another tank, a crossover pipe. And then in the crossover pipe, or this equalizer tube, I think I'll put my pressure gauge and my regulator. And through the regulator, then it goes out to the transmission. And because I need to regulate that pressure, I don't need 200 pounds to shift that transmission. And then coming out of this tank, a large line, it takes a lot of volume to honk that foghorn. So this goes to the horn. And this could change where this is located. This might be centered. I might center this one and then put this one over the top of it, the pressure gauge. build some kind of bracket to hold all that. I'm not quite there yet in my mind. Here are the gauges and the pressure regulator. Boy, some serious steampunkery going on right here. This came off of a tugboat that they used building the Rock Island Dam, which was the first dam that they put on the Columbia River back in 1931, 32. It says tested January 4th, 1940. It's written in pencil on the gauge. Somebody took this apart. And then again, it was tested in 1963. And that's the last one on there. But what a piece of history. What a beautiful, beautiful piece of brass. And I just love it. So that's going to be my overall pressure gauge. Then this is the air separator and pressure regulator, which I'll regulate just down to about 60 pounds or so, whatever I need to shift that transmission. Let's go out and take a look at things. Like I said, rough draft here, but just kind of gives me a little bit of a roadmap when I start plumbing the air on this thing. Let's go out and take a look at probably the first thing that needs to happen. I'm going to have to come out of one of these tanks with a large line going to the air horn, and this already has this bung in it here, so I think I'll utilize this. But the air horn being on the other side means I need to switch these tanks. And then I got to mount these compressors. And I don't think there's any better place than right there, because I'm just going to go up the wall with my plumbing, and then this is quite a deal here. I'm going to have to tee or elbow over and come up and go in to the tank. Yeah, I want the tubing mounted fairly close to the cab so I can mount it to the cab, get rid of any vibration, but also have that flex hose so that any vibration will be taken out in that flex hose and not be breaking my copper tubing. That's the plan. What could possibly go wrong? Looks like somebody put a little tack weld on there. Don't know who could that be. Safety glasses. I do try, fellers. I mess up sometimes, but I do try. Okay, gotta be something on the back side. Okay, this thing was supposedly designed to come off there, and some fool done tacked it on. Just really don't want to drop this tank. That's my main deal. Supposed to be a tight fit. It's supposed to slide out of there. Alas, well, I wonder if the other side's going to fight me like that. Let me see how many tack welds there are over here. Oh, him! Let's see the welds on this one. Oh, there we go. No, this is done correctly, I guess. Okay. Thinking about if I need to go ahead and get whatever reducing I want to do here, I got to get this down to 1/2 inch, 3/4 at least, maybe down to 1/2. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't just go ahead and do whatever reducing I'm going to do now. Let me think about that a little bit. That's probably easier to do while I got it off. A lot easier. And I got to have that airtight, so yeah, I'm going to spend a little time getting that done right. Well, I got myself a predicament. Well, this is the right size. I think pipe is measured ID, so that would be 1.5 inches. If that's how that's measured, I believe. So that's 1.5 inches. We're good there. And this is 1.5 inches also. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Says 1.5 inches right on it. And it appears to be the right size, but it's not threading on. It's just not. And I've measured the OD of this and the ID of this, and it's the same. That's 1 7/8 inches to the outside, and this is 1 7/8 inches on the inside. That should thread right on, but it is not. And I'm wondering if my threads are messed up on this mail in, but I don't have a way to chase them really. Let me clean that up, but boy, that's just not wanting to thread on, but it appears to be the right size at the same time, so it's not catching the threads. Those are pipe threads. Those are pipe threads. Oh. Well, if it ain't one thing, it's 1,000, ain't it? Well, I think my threads are messed up on this thing. It looks like it tries to start here, and then again about halfway around, it looks like it's trying to start again. And I took the grinder to it a little bit to take it down, but I can't get a starting place on this. I'm going to, yeah, it looks like it tries to start again over here on the other side. I think my threads are buggered up. I've never had anything so simple give me so much trouble. That should just be simple as can be. They're not threading on there. I'm gonna cut about the first 3 threads off of that, and then if that don't work, I guess I'm welding in a whole new nipple. And if I do that, I may as well just close this hole and weld one in that's the right size. Oh, you know, 1/2 inch, rather than doing all this reducer stuff. So yeah, I guess I'll cut those threads off and try that again. If that don't work, I'll just cut it off flush and cap it. I reckon I'll make a plug that fits that hole and weld it up. Well, no matter what I do, this thing will not thread on there. Cut a couple threads off and made a new starting place and traced it around and got it ever so. Still won't thread on, so I'm gonna cap that, weld it up, and put a new bushing like this over here. It needs to be on that side anyway. So, and I'm going to replace this with a 1/2 inch. So I can go in and get full use of my compressor, because that's 1/2 inch coming out of the compressor. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's the plan. I hate to cut into this tank, but it's been done before, and it's going to happen again. So I'll return that big ugly thing, which is $8.99 before tax and license and title transfer, and I'll pick up another one of these, and yeah, there we go. Well, I came to the conclusion that I was going to change this all up and just weld that shut, and if I'm going to weld that shut and put in a different bung, well then I need to put in, may as well put in the right size, and so I might as well do that. And if I'm going to do that, I may as well put this tank back where it was, because I know it fits that bracket, and I may as well cut the new bung into that one over there. And I've also got to change out the end, so at least I get everything I can out of the compressor. So I don't want to restrict it at all. I want to be able to recover as quickly as I can. I could grind that down smooth, but that's just not something I generally do. I usually don't grind my welds. A lot of people grind their welds to make them pretty, but it makes them weak. And I don't care about pretty, but I don't like weak. So I'll probably leave it just like it is. It's a rat rod, who cares? Hey guys, I want to take just 5 minutes of your time to introduce you to a product that I think is worthwhile. If I didn't, I wouldn't be showing it here. You know, I get approached at least once a week. People want me to promote a product or review a product, and I won't do it unless I think it's something that you guys could use. A lot of times it's video games. And I write them back and tell them I hate video games. So anyway, I won't show you something here unless it's something I'd use myself or I think you would use. Here a couple years ago, this company, ETENWOLF, maybe it was last year, I don't know, not long ago, they sent me this battery air compressor, and you can tell by the case here, it's been used a lot. And I carry it in this Impala. I've got the Impala on the lift right here beside me, so I'm pointing at that. But anyway, you know, when the rowboat Frank and I go on the road, we're pretty well packed out. We got this car pretty well loaded down. So with our luggage and everything that I take with me, I take a floor jack, and I mean tools and extra hoses and belts, and pretty soon the trunk's pretty well packed out, you know. So space is a commodity, and I like this, and it works really well. But this company got a hold of me, and they said, "Hey, we got a new product that we think you might find useful." So they sent it to me, and I'm going to show it to you. You're going to see it at the same time I see it, but I'm impressed with the size already. What this is a tire pump, believe it or not. Yeah, it's what it's at, about 6 inches long and I don't know, 2 inches deep and 4 inches wide, something like that. Let's get into it here and see what we got. We got the charging cable, USB charging cable. We've got the tip that goes on your valve stem. We got your handy dandy little carrying case. Isn't that cute? But here's the deal right here. Let's check this out. Here we go. Instructions. There's also instructions. We never use instructions, but we got them if anybody should want them. If I could just get them out of the box. Anyway, there we are. We got instructions. Okay, so look at the size of this little guy. Okay, this is ETENWOLF, of course. We got you on, power on, there we go. And we got your inflation. You can run it up or down. This is PSI. It's on PSI. I'm sure it's got some other settings. I need to put it on the charger. I'm going to see if there's enough charge in it to do a little test. We want to go to, see, we're at 32. We want to go to 35. So let's set it on 35, and it's supposed to shut off, and it is supposed to go from 30 to 35, and that's the tire size is 235, 45, or 18. Well, I don't have exactly that size of tire, but first of all, let's take a look here. We got a light, and we got a strobe, a slow strobe. Let's run this tire down to 30 pounds and hook it up and see what it does. Well, first we'll put the little little nozzle on the end there for the valve stem. All right, let's check it out. Hey, check this out. You got this little rubber flap that holds your hose in place, but if you take that off, look what's behind it. There's your little needles squaring up your basketball, or your soccer ball, or your football. I suppose you could blow up a balloon if you needed to. There's our display. PSI. It's on automotive right now. I'm going to go to bicycle. Goes to 22 pounds. Then we go to the basketball, 8.5 pounds. How about that? It's pretty cool. This battery has been holding up pretty good. I've done a couple of different tests with it, and it's holding its own. Okay, we're back to automotive now. I've got it set at 35 pounds. But you can lower that or raise that right there. And there you are. There's our little USB port for the charger. Here's another thing, a couple more features. It goes from 3 pounds to 160 PSI. It has the auto stop and the reset memory. I had it set to 35 pounds and it turned it off and then turned it back on and it came back to 35 pounds. And then there's your charging and then 4 different modes. We got 30 pounds, 30 and a half pounds. Let's see how long it takes to get to 35. Okay, we went from 30 pounds to 35 pounds on this small tire in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, it says on a tire of 235 by 45 R18 that it'll go from 30 to 35 in less than a minute. I don't doubt that because I ran another test on it and I went from 20 pounds to 32 pounds in 4.5 minutes. From something this size, I think that's not too bad. What I'm most impressed with is the size and the cost. This little guy on their website is 60 bucks. Now, they've got a promotion going that will automatically give you 10% off, but I got a discount code I'm going to put in the description right below this video. If you want one of these, if you type in the code, that'll show them that you watched this demo right here on Welding Wire's Old Iron. If you type that in, you get 34% off. Wouldn't hurt to have a couple of them laying around at that price. Anyway, I'm excited about the size of it and how little space that takes up. That's pretty cool. All right. ETENWOLF, thanks ETENWOLF for sponsoring this video, and I hope some of you guys will find a use for this. I think it's going to be pretty handy. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Okay, I'm going to commence to drilling that out bit by bit, bigger bit by bigger bit, and then that brings me to the question of how am I going to get all of those shavings out of that tank. I'm thinking I might need to wash it out with some kind of liquid once I get this hole big enough. Is that the proper thing to do? I don't trust trying to blow it out, and I don't want to get any of this into a solenoid, you know, because I'll have, I guess there's solenoids to shift that transmission. Boy, that's a no-no to get anything in there. Well, I will have a filter. Yeah, I will have with that pressure regulator. I may look into something else too, just to go along with that. We'll see. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Oh, got a long ways to go. Well, actually not too far. I wonder if now is not the time to flush that thing out. That's what I wonder. Okay, see, old Waylon was startled there for a little bit. I flushed it out all right. I flushed it out with brake clean, and I didn't let it all dry before I started welding on it. So, kaboom! That was exciting. Don't think that's going to leak, but I might liquid test it before I mount it up, before I plumb air to it. Before I put 200 pounds of pressure to it, I think I'll liquid test it. Yeah, one down. The easy one. The easy one's done. Okay. Broke down south of Dallas. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I think I'm going to clock out tonight. It's only 9:45, not bad, but I got up pretty early this morning, so yeah, I think I'll call that a weld, and that's burning in pretty good. Maybe I'll give it a sheet test tomorrow. Put a plug in it, put some liquid in it, some kind, and see what happens. So right now, I just need to get this get this angle right for this hole. And I'm just thinking about how to do that. I think I might lay a straight edge on this and just eyeball it. Yeah, so we want to come out of there. I want to come out of there like under that, right there. Get you guys where you can see that. So I want this to be parallel when my pipe comes out of this and goes down to go under the cab to the air horn. I want this down pipe to be parallel with this tank, and right there is where it's at, right there. And that's also in line with this one, I think. Let me get a mark on that. That'll work. That will work. All right, let's get a hole in it. I'm going to use my favorite punch. This was made by my YouTube friend, BC65925. In 2017, he made this for me. I can't remember what he made this out of. Was it a cotton gin spindle? No, I don't think so. Remind me, Bill, in the comments I done up and forgot, but it's a good punch. I dig it. I keep it right there in a special little place all the time, so I know exactly where it's at. Unlike most things in my shop, I have no idea where they're at. Glasses, glasses, Waylon, glasses. That ought to do it. All right, fellers, fellerettes, we're going to call that phase 1 of redneckerness and steampunkery. Got one little chore out of the way. Next we'll mount up those compressors. That'll be coming up. Stay tuned. Okay, that looks pretty cool. You know, I really like the copper on there, and I'm gonna have some copper tubing, and that's gonna look real steampunkery. I like that. And I've got this elbow set up so that, yeah, that's gonna be totally vertical and totally match this one, and that'll go down and under the cab and into the cab with a ball valve. It'll work that line for the air horn. Now, what I did not know when I started doing this, well, let me back up. What I know now is this was all unnecessary, because what I could do and what I may do is just come off this with a T. You know, I could put a 4-way in there because I got to go that way, and I could come this way and then elbow down and run pipe parallel to this one, even closer. It'd be closer, a little bit closer than this one, and go under. But when I started out doing this, I did not know that I was going to be going into this with 3/4 pipe. I thought this was going to be 3/8 or half. So that's why I did this. But I finally decided that I wanted to go bigger because I wanted to get full use of my my compressors, and in order to do that I need a bigger pipe. Need at least half, and I decided to go with 3/4 so that if I want to tee off of there I can and go to my air horn, and I could just plug this one. So maybe this was unnecessary, I don't know. It's going to look really cool. I may leave it and just go ahead and use it just because of the cool factor, the steampunkery factor, the steampunkness, you know. I don't know, we'll see. But I got the option. And yeah, I wouldn't, if I'd have known I was going to wind up with this big a pipe here, I would not have had to do that at all. So that's the way it goes sometimes. But you know, it's okay. A girl can change her mind, you know. When you're rat rodding, it ain't nothing wrong with a girl changing her mind, you know, and going a different direction once in a while. So that's okay. I really like the copper. I think it's cool. All right, fellers and fellerettes, that'll do it for this one. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch one of my silly little old videos. It means a lot to me. Hope to see you real soon right back here on Whaling Wire's Old Iron. Till we do, you know, sure do appreciate you.